Items derived from seed plants are a significant part in everyone's life. Without seed plants, life on Earth will be impossible for most organisms. Hi, and welcome back. In today's biology segment, I will talk about seed plants.
Seed plants. Seed plants produce spores. In seed plants, as on all other plants, spores are produced by the sporophyte generation. These spores develop into the male and female gametophytes. The male gametophytes develop inside a structure called a pollen grain that includes sperm, cells, nutrients, and a protective outer covering. The female gametophyte, which produces the egg cell, is contained within a sporophyte structure called an ovule. Fertilization and reproduction. The union of the sperm and egg called fertilization forms the sporophyte zygote. Because they do not require a continuous film of water for fertilization, seed plants are able to grow and reproduce in a wide variety of habitats that have limited water availability. After fertilization, the zygote develops into an embryo. An embryo is an early stage of development of an organism. In plants, an embryo is the young diploid sporophyte stage of the plant. Embryos of seed plants include one or more cotyledons. Cotyledons usually store or absorb food for the developing embryo. Advantages of seeds. A seed consists of an embryo and its food supply enclosed in a tough protective coat. Advantages over non-seed plants are: the seed contains a supply of food to nourish the young plant during the early stages of growth. This food is used by the plant until its leaves are developed enough to carry out photosynthesis. In conifers and some flowering plants, the embryo's food supply is stored in cotyledons. The embryo is protected during harsh conditions by a tough seed coat. The seeds of many species are also adapted for easy dispersal to new areas. Then, the new plants do not have to compete with their parent plant for sunlight, water, soil nutrients, and living space. Diversity of seed plants. In some plants, seeds develop on the scales of woody strawberry called cones. This group of plants is sometimes referred to as gymnosperms. The term gymnosperm means naked seed, and is used with these plants because their seeds are not protected by a fruit. The gymnosperm plant division you will learn about are Cicadophita, Gingophyta, Nedophita, and Coniferofitta. Flowering plants, also called angiosperms, produce seed enclosed within a fruit. A fruit includes the ripened ovary of a flower. The fruit provides protection for seeds and aids in seed dispersal. The Anthophita division contains all species of flowering plants. Adaptations in Cicadophita. Cicads have male and female reproductive systems on separate plants as shown in the picture. The male system includes cones that produce pollen grains which produce motile sperm. Cicads are one of the few seed plants that produce motile sperm. The female system includes cones that produce ovules. The trunks and leaves of many cicads resemble those of palm trees, but cicads and palms are not closely related because palms are anthophytes. Adaptations in Gingophyta. Today, this division is represented by only one living species, Ginkgo biloba. All ginkgos are cultivated trees and they are not known to exist in the wild. Like cicads, ginkgo male and female reproductive systems are on separate plants. The male jingo produces pollen grains in strobilus-like cones that grow from the bases of leaf clusters. Also, like cicads, jingo pollen grains produce motile sperm. The female jingo produces ovules which, when fertilized, develop fleshy, apricot-colored seed coats, as shown in the picture. These soft seed coats give off a fuel odor when broken or crushed. Jingos often are planted in urban areas because they tolerate smog and pollution. Gardeners and landscapers usually only plant male jingos because they do not produce seeds with soft seed coats. Adaptations in Nedophita. Most living Nedophytes can be found in the deserts of mountains of Asia, Africa, North America, and Central and South America. The division of Nedophita contains only 3 genera, which have different structural adaptations to their environments. The genus Netum is composed of tropical climbing plants. The genus Ephedra contains shrub-like plants and is the only Netophyte genus found in the United States. The third genus, Weltwitschia, is a bizarre-looking plant found in South Africa. It grows close to the ground, has a large tuberous root, and may live 1,000 years. Adaptations in Coniferofitta. The sugar pine is one of many familiar forest trees that belong to the division Coniferofitta. The conifers are trees and shrubs with knit-like or scale-like leaves. They are abundant in forests throughout the world and include pine, fir, spruce, juniper, cedar, redwood, yew, and larch. The reproductive structures of most conifers are produced in cones. Most conifers have male and female cones on different branches of the same trees. The male cones produce pollen. They are small and easy to overlook. Female cones are much larger. They stay on the tree until the seeds have matured. Evergreen conifers. Most conifers are evergreen plants that retain some of their leaves for more than 1 year. Although individual leaves drop off as they age or are damaged, the plant never loses all of its leaves at one time. Plants that retain some of their leaves year-round can photosynthesize whenever favorable environmental conditions exist. This is an advantage of environments where the growing season is short. Another advantage of leaf retention is that a plant's food reserves are not depleted each spring to produce a whole set of new leaves. Adaptations in Untitled. Flowering plants are classified in the division Untitled. They are the most well-known plants on Earth with more than 250,000 identified species. Unlike the other seed plants, Antiphytes produce flowers and form seeds enclosing a fruit. Fruit production. Antiphyta is the only division in which plants have flowers and produce fruits. A fruit develops from a flower's female reproductive structures. Sometimes other plant parts become part of the fruit, and as in pineapples, the fruit develops from more than one flower. A fruit usually contains one or more seeds. One of the advantages of fruit-enclosed seeds is the added protection the fruit provides for the young embryo. Fruits often aid in the dispersal of seeds. Animals may eat them or carry them off to store for food. Seeds of some species that are eaten pass through the animal's digestive tract unharmed and are disturbed as the animal wanders. In fact, some seeds must pass through a digestive tract before they can begin to grow a new plant. Some fruits have structural adaptations that help disperse the seed by wind or water. Monocots and dicots. The divisions of Antiphyta is divided into classes, monocotyledons and dicotyledons. The two classes are named for the number of cotyledons in the seed. Monocotyledons have one seed leaf. Dicotyledons have two seed leaves. These two classes are often called monocots and dicots. And this is a comparative chart between them. So, based on the seed leaves, monocots have one cotyledon and dicots two. Vascular bundles in leaves. In monocots, they are usually parallel. In dicots, they are usually net-like. Vascular bundles in stem. In monocots, they are scattered, and in dicots, they are arranged in rings. Flower parts. In monocots, they have multiples of 3, and in dicots, they have multiples of 4 and 5.
I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye!